Good evening. 50 years ago today, a group of African Americans set out to march 50 miles from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. They were brutally attacked in their protest to be treated equal and to have the right to vote. Local News 8's Chelsea Brentzel shows us how locals are remembering Bloody Sunday.
We needed to do something that was more visible in the town.
Reverend Lynn Cameron from the Idaho Falls Unitarian Universalist Church organized a vigil for justice. With signs, American flags, and candles in hand, more than 50 people marched the Broadway Bridge. History teacher Jim Francis says today isn't a celebration.
I see it more as a remembrance because I see that as different. This was not a good day in U.S. history. This was a very sad day in U.S. history. 50 years ago, we wanted to cry, those of us that saw it basically live. There was something distinctly wrong with the country that day, and it was symbolized in that beating. We were out of sync with the Declaration of Independence.
On March 7th, 50 years ago, civil rights activists marched to the Alabama state capitol. They were fighting for equality. When they reached the Edmund Pettus Bridge, police officers met them with billy clubs and tear gas. Dan Henry is the father of 3 African-American children and says that even though it's not as extreme, prejudice still exists.
We also have issues today ongoing with equality and freedom and justice, and that we need to keep working.
Last week's statement from the Department of Justice in regards to Ferguson proves that. I think that those of us who live with people who are people of color understand that. I think that when you look at all of the ways that our prison system has been skewed to penalize people of color.
Henry says it's even a problem locally.
We see it daily still. We see daily reminders that we're not an equal society. Cameron
believes it's a work in progress.
There's no question in my mind but that we're working on it. We're better than we were, but we're not where we want to be yet with equality and fairness.
In Idaho Falls, I'm Chelsea Brentzel.
Several cities around the nation held similar events to remember Bloody Sunday. Time now to